In a quiet village surrounded by dusty roads and endless fields, there lived a young man named Ton and his old mother, Mama Sod. Their small mud house leaned slightly to one side whenever the wind blew, and the roof leaked whenever rain fell. Life was hard, but Mama Sod always smiled as though she owned the whole world. Ton was all she had. Every morning before sunrise, Mama Sod would wake him gently. "Ton," she would whisper, "a good man does not fear hard work." And Ton would rise, fetch water from the stream, work on nearby farms, and return home tired but hopeful. But hope alone could not fill empty stomachs. Some nights, they shared one small bowl of curry and pretended they were full. Ton watched his mother secretly give him her own portion while claiming she had already eaten earlier. He knew she was lying, but he stayed silent. One evening, after a long day under the scorching sun, Ton sat outside watching the orange sky fade into darkness. "Mama," he said softly, "I cannot continue like this. I want to go to the city." Mama Sod became quiet. "The city?" she asked. "Yes. Lagos. People say opportunities are there. I want to work, earn money, and build you a better house. I want you to rest for once." His mother looked at him carefully. Her hands were rough from years of labor, and age had bent her back. "The city can change people," she warned. "It will not change me," Ton replied. "I am going there for you." That night, Mama Sod cried silently while packing his small bag with his only 2 shirts and a pair of worn sandals. Before dawn, she tied a small cloth around his wrist. "This belonged to your father," she said. "Whenever life becomes difficult, remember where you came from." Ton hugged her tightly and began his journey. The city was nothing like the village. Cars screamed through crowded roads. Buildings touched the sky. People moved quickly as if time was chasing them. For the first few weeks, Ton slept at a bus park because he could not afford rent. He searched endlessly for work, but every place demanded experience or connections. Hunger became his companion. There were days he almost gave up. Days he stared at his mother's old cloth bracelet and wondered if returning home defeated would break her heart. But each time he remembered her tired eyes and cracked hands, he stood up again. Eventually, he found work at a mechanic workshop. The pay was small, but Ton learned quickly. He stayed late, cleaned engines, carried heavy tools, and asked questions others were too proud to ask. Years passed. The poor village boy slowly became one of the best automobile technicians in the area. Later, he opened a small garage of his own. Then another. And another. One afternoon, while sitting inside his office, Ton noticed something painful. He had become successful. But he had not gone home in 3 years. Shame filled his chest. The next morning, he bought gifts, food, new clothes, and boarded a bus back to the village. As he walked down the familiar dusty road, children ran past him laughing. The old mango tree near his house still stood proudly. Then he saw her. Mama Sod sat outside on a wooden stool, looking weaker and older than he remembered. For a moment, Ton could not speak. "Mama." She lifted her head slowly. Her eyes widened. "Ton." He fell to his knees before her. "I am sorry I stayed away so long." Tears rolled down Mama Sod's face as she touched his cheeks. "You came back," she whispered. "That is enough for me." But Ton shook his head. "No, Mama. This is only the beginning." Within months, he rebuilt their home into the finest house in the village. He brought electricity, clean water, and even opened a small scholarship fund for village children. People began calling Mama Sod the mother of the city man. But whenever they praised Ton, he always replied, "I am only standing because my mother carried me first." And every evening, no matter how busy he became, Ton would sit beside his mother outside their new home, watching the sunset together, just like the old days, except now neither of them had to worry about hunger anymore.